Hello everyone, welcome along to another episode here with this beautiful view, which is of course on Sandy Bay. And today, like I said in the last episode, we are going to be jumping into the freshly cleaned JCB fast track, getting our field seeded, and we're going to do that straight away. So it does mean that we're going to jump into time lapse fairly early on in this episode, but I don't think you guys mind that too much. Let me know in the comments if what your thoughts are on time lapses and when been doing them recently. As you can see, we are now in late spring, so I believe it would be time to, for lack of a better description, pull the finger out and get this field done. Our ground temperature is 8 Celsius, so it's plenty warm enough to plant rye, which is exactly what I want in this field. I'm going to do this bit next to the poles first of all. You can see where I wasn't able to get with the herbicide. That's the word I was looking for. It's not the end of the road. There's only a couple of tiny little missed bits here and there with herbicide. I'm sure we'll manage. What I don't know is if we're able to actually turn this tight. Of course we are. Maybe turned a little bit too tight there, in fact. Of course we are still going to have to go between the poles in the other direction as well if we really want 100% coverage of this field, which would be nice, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get it. Just don't want any big mist patches like I'm currently leaving. Why did I even turn that way? So I personally like to do this bottom part of the field separate from the rest, usually to begin with anyway, because it feels like a completely separate bit of land with those poles cutting across the field like that. I can't see. I do love how Seasons changes a map. I mean, I've actually never played this map without Seasons, but it's just the way it changes the trees and things like that. It does that on every map, and I think that is pretty awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this little bit of the field down here finished up, and then we're going to jump into a time lapse to do the rest of the field and possibly the other field as well. But yeah, I will see you guys in just a minute. Okay guys, a little bit of time off camera has elapsed. I got all of the fields that we had left seeded. You'll see in the time lapse I cut them a bit shorter than usual. Field 1 is rye and field 21 I believe it is. Field 21 is oats on both sides of the path. I think it was oats. Doubt myself now. Soybeans. It was one of the two. And what we're going to do is we have some new equipment. So we have a Class Sprint 445K loading wagon. We have a, pretty sure this is a Kuhn. No, it's a whatever that says. And then we've got this Pottinger grass cutter. Now the reason we have these is probably fairly easy to figure out. We need to cut some grass, and we're going to cut it for silage. Let's lower that down, turn it on. This of course is the field that we're going to cut, because well, it's the only grass field we have left. Which isn't a bad thing. It's still a fairly big field, and I'm not worried about getting every tiny little bit of the field. It's the first cut of the spring, so you could say it's to encourage growth. I'm not sure if that's even a thing, to be honest. I do that with my garden in real life. I cut it in the spring to encourage growth, and I'm not actually sure it actually does anything at all for it. But we'll go with that. It's to encourage growth. Obviously this is going to take us a little while to get this done. We have all three machines there ready to go. We're going to use a different machine for each different part. Now we are going to obviously end up time-lapsing some of this because it's just the way it works. Otherwise we'll be here all day. This is probably going to take me a good bit of time. Like I said, I'm not worried about getting every tiny little bit of the field, but this part I'll probably end up doing a bit of jump cut on, because all I'll be doing is driving around in circles with a lawnmower cutting some grass. That's not very interesting. To be mindful of some of the terrain features. Some of the hills are a bit too much for our other equipment. Like I said, I'll crack on with this, and I'll see you when we're moving on to Windrun, because I need to get this done as quickly as possible because I don't have an awful lot of time to record today. So I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay guys, I'm actually glad I didn't decide to time-lapse that particular job, because it was dizzying to watch in real time. I'd imagine that if that was time-lapsed, I'd be getting some complaints. Let's get this last little piece here. I'm not sure where exactly to put this, so for now I think I'm just going to put it next to our slurry spreader over here. That was a mistake. Let's disconnect it and attach hoses. Didn't even know there was hoses. Makes sense, I suppose. Okay, so now we're finished with the little area. Let's go and jump into the Fen. And this part I'm pretty sure I could do in first person. Let's lower it and turn it on. It's not as wide as I thought it would be. We don't get any brownie points for the "that's what she said" jokes in the comments, by the way. This bit of land is actually much bigger than I initially thought it was. If I knew it was this size, what I would have maybe done is turned this into the arable field, and field 21 could have stayed as a grass field. That might be what we end up doing for the next in-game year, but we're way too late in the season to be making any changes like that. So yeah, I don't think this will, I think this will take too long real time, so I think we should jump into a bit of a time lapse for this one. Okay guys, I've spent way too long doing this. I've created some enormous swaths. Tried to reduce the amount of them as much as possible, so there's not that many swaths now, but it took so long. It was almost painful how long that took. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump out of a moving tractor over there, and we're going to jump into this. I'm assuming that these are the silage clamps. I hope so anyway. So I'm not sure if this requires any unfold or not. That doesn't look like it. Let's see how quickly this fills up, if we can even pick up the depth of these swaths. Some of these are ridiculous. I didn't get every tiny little last piece, unfortunately. But if I was to do that, I'd be here for like another 6 hours. Try to get perfect swaths. And they're not particularly straight, some of them don't necessarily make sense, but it was more of a task of passion, really. I wanted to see if I could do it, and well, I did. This is filling up really quick, which is a good thing. I chose the JCB to do this because I figured there would be a fair amount of back and forth. But I'm not sure whether or not this is actually going to be needed to be time-lapsed. I originally planned on time-lapsing this part as well, but that would be like way too many time-lapses in one episode. So what we'll do is I'll record this in real time, and we might just cut some of it out in editing, but we will see. Some parts of the swath, like down here, there are some very, very large swaths. like that one there, very deep. So this holds 25,500 litres per time. So I'm thinking we'll get 6, 7 loads full, maybe? I think that's a pretty reasonable amount. What I'll do is I'll do the compacting of the clamp off camera between episodes, because that's just not something that anyone really needs to see. That is literally just back and forth. Now, these clamps don't look like they're the biggest. Did I turn too late? I did. And so begins the faffing about with me trying to reverse. Let's just check. Is this a clamp? It is. I want it pushed right up to the back there. Hopefully it doesn't spill out. It shouldn't. That's not a very impressive looking amount of silage that we're going to have there. Hopefully it is by the end, but I will go back and get all of it because OCD. Right, it's filling up nice and quick. This has been a bit of a strange episode to record. I've achieved a great deal of things, but none of it was particularly record-worthy almost. It was all just generic work, really. We've got a couple of fields seeded, which is good. We got this field cut, which is very good. Spent far too long rowing this field up because I have apparently nothing better to do with my time. But there's still not been an awful lot to do any commentary on. So this episode's been full of a lot of time lapses and not an awful lot of me talking, which might be a good thing. Thought I could turn that corner. Yeah, I was wrong. This is a very large bit of windrow there. So we might not get quite as much as I thought. We might get 5 loads full, which is still a pretty decent amount. This first lot is all going to be for the cow. We will do a second cut in summer that we'll probably end up using for the start of summer, early summer if you will, that we'll use to sell, and then a second cut in summer that will do us through winter hopefully. That's the plan anyway. Whether or not it works out that way is another story. Like I said, I'm expecting 5 trailer loads out of this, so what I'll do is I'll keep working away at this and I'll bring you guys back for each sort of trailer load, so that way you can keep count with me. So this will be trailer load number 2. This is load number 3. I'll tip it a little bit further forward. Definitely don't want to leave a hole at the back though. We're stuck. There we go. Took us a second there. This is trailer load number 4, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull it forward slowly. We've got about half a trailer load left to do, so I'll pick that one up without another jump cut. There's actually quite a lot in there by the looks of it. So like I said, this is the last wind row left to do, and it's not even full. So I think we'll get just under half a trailer. Let me know in the comments down below what your guess was to how much we'd get from this field, this unnumbered field. Looks like we're going to get about 25% of the trailer. Roughly 30%. 31. It did that just to spite me. Trailer's out to get me. It's a conspiracy. So what we're going to do now is we're going to tip this, and then we'll take note of what the little grey box down in the bottom right says. That's our odometer for this tractor. And I'm going to use this tractor to compact the silage. I'm going to bring you guys back with the when it's 100% compacted, basically. So let me know, out of interest, how much distance do we need to drive in order to fully compact this clamp with just over 100,000 litres of chaff in it? That bit too. 2 litres of grass in. It's stuck. I'll just go and leave the trailer here. So when entering the clamp, we're as near as matters to 51 kilometers. So I'll do a bit of jump cut here, and I'll see you guys when this is fully compacted. Okay guys, it just rolled over to 100, and we've done about 3/4 of a kilometer, which is more than I was expecting actually. I'll just get out and blanket the silo. I couldn't get these big ridges out. Pushing the silage that far into the back was maybe a mistake. But I'm going to call this episode here for today, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button. If you are new to the channel, you can hit the subscribe button. And you can also ring the bell icon, that way you get notified of all future uploads and live streams on the channel. Another way to stay up to date with what I'm doing is to head over to Discord. The link to my Discord server is in the description below. It's the best place to keep up to date with things when all else fails. Everything gets posted up there. You will also be able to find me on Twitter. My Twitter name is on the screen, so head over to Twitter, search for that name, and you will be able to find me. Drop me a follow, that'd be very much appreciated. And as always, have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.